let's take a look at who actually pays the taxes in America. If you look at the top 1%, the latest year we have is 2012. The top 1%, the president, again, he wants to raise $320 billion in new taxes on them. They already pay 38.9% of the taxes. The bottom 50% pays 2.78%. And he wants to increase, discretionary spending 7%. If you look at these numbers and actual real numbers, let's see, the top 1% paid in 2012 $451.33 billion. The bottom 50% of wage earners, $31 billion. Joining us now with reaction, former Florida Congressman, CEO of National Center for Policy Analysis, Colonel Allen West, and the co-host of The Five, Bob Beckel. Top 1% pays 38%. The bottom 50 pays 2.78%.
Yeah.
And the president wants to tax the 1%, the rich, more. Is that fair?
Of course it's fair. And the question obviously is, if it's going to catch you, which is good, it's going to catch me, it's going to catch Allen West. But look, this is politics, and he's playing out here. He is in a recovering economy. In fact, you could call it a booming economy. He's coming up with his approval ratings are going up. I think what he's going to do to the Congress is say, here, I'm not backing off of what I stood for before this midterm election. I was elected by more people, by the way, than voted for Republican members of Congress.
Actually, he got 3.5 million fewer votes in 2012.
Then what?
Than he got in 2008.
No, but that's not what I was talking about.
No.
I was talking about...
But Congress... All right, so here's the president, Colonel West. He says he's going to go on offense. 7% increase in discretionary spending. He's nearly doubled the debt and taken on as much debt as every other president before him combined. Then you mentioned Cuba, 5 veto threats, immigration, he'll just rewrite the laws, and free tuition, and we'll make the rich pay for it. What politically is he doing here? I think he's sending a message.
Well, I think, I don't know if the president has ever been to the battlefield of Gettysburg, but also General George Pickett went on offense there in Pickett's charge. It was valiant, but it failed. And I think that that's exactly what you're seeing here. Politically, the president may be making an argument to try to demonize the GOP and the Republicans. But when you look at those numbers that you just talked about, it does not make sense. If we were raising taxes to truly do something to lower our debt, if we were raising taxes to get those 90 to 91 million Americans who have been dropped out of the workforce back to work, then the American people could understand it. If you go back and you look at how President Bill Clinton pivoted in 1994, and he worked with the Republican majorities in the House and the Senate, they were able to have welfare reform. They were able to cut the size and
Clinton
scope of the government.
Clinton worked with the Republicans, and you know what? The country benefited. Good point. All right, let me go to Bob. Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead, ask a question.
All right, because we all know this isn't going to happen, what he's proposing, but all I see is a guy that, the Alinsky guy, the Frank Marshall Davis guy, the Wright guy. Bill Clinton said the era of big government is over after he lost the midterm. The end of welfare as we know it.
And the fact of the matter is, the biggest changes we've seen in terms of legislation and policy moves in this country have been when one party controls the White House and the other controls the Congress. You go back to the civil rights days, you go back to all kinds of things.
So where's Obama reaching across the aisle?
Well, I think where he's going to reach across is on trade. I think he's going to reach. There's going to be a tax deal done. Look, he cannot afford to go for another 2 years with nothing being accomplished. Nor, by the way, can the Republican Congress, Alan, have nothing they can show for.
Let me ask you a question, though. Give me one. If Bill Clinton said the era of big government is over, he learned. He changed. The end of welfare, as we know, he changed. Sister Soldier. Give me one example where Obama has cast aside his radicalism.
Trade.
It's weak, Bob. Colonel West?
What's weak about that?
Colonel West?
Trade has a lot to do with our economy. That's a nice thing to say to me after I gave you an answer.
Thank you. Colonel West?
Well, I will tell you that there are a lot of the people on the union side that are concerned about more jobs being shipped away from America because of some of these trade agreements, like the Trans-Pacific Partnership. But look at the Keystone XL pipeline. Look at what is happening in Cushing, Oklahoma, and the growth that you're seeing there. You know, a lot of the things that are happening for our economy is happening in the oil and natural gas industry, and it's occurring despite the president, because most of that is occurring on state and private lands. Although the president can take credit for it, but we need to continue to push on. Instead, we're starting to see losing jobs in the oil and natural gas industry, which in the long run will hurt our economy.
Just one Sister Soldier moment. Just one. He can't. It's not in him. The Manchurian candidate.
Inviting you to a party down at the White House. That would be a Sister Soldier moment.
That would be. And you know what, Bob? Hell will freeze over first.
That's exactly right.